What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 90 of the Missed Call Podcast. This is Cubwood here with Torti, and we got a bunch of other people to introduce. We got Maddie Torti, we got Claire Anderson, we have Katie Dolan, and we have Emma Price, all here to kick off the second week of women athletes on the Missed Call Podcast. Sauce, this is going to be a big one.
This is the biggest interview that we have ever done by far. There are 6 faces in this live stream right now, and oh boy.
Yeah.
This is an audio engineer's nightmare, and this is our dream. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be kind of untraditional for what we do, I guess, for interviews. We're going to basically do somewhat of a news show, right? And we're going to fucking talk about the quarantine. We're going to talk about all this stuff. So, Cub, what's up?
Since there's so many people, say your name when you talk so people know what your voice sounds like.
At least to start.
Yeah. So, how's everyone doing? Maddie
got really quiet. So this is Maddie speaking. Hello. I don't know what to do. Okay, what are we introducing ourselves?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am Maddie. I am a senior at DePaul. I was on the women's volleyball team for my freshman through junior year, and then I didn't get to play my senior year because of a knee injury, but that is my relation to sports.
All right. Thank you, Sister Maddie.
You're so welcome.
It seems like a big group meeting. It seems like an AA meeting of sorts. Like,
thank you, Maddie.
I'm
Katie? Hi, I'm Katie. I played volleyball. I'm doing the 12 steps like an AA meeting. So good to see all of you. I played volleyball at DePaul for 4 years. I was actually the one that messed up Maddie's knee. I hit her with a pole on accident.
She beat me with a pole and left me to die.
I did. I just left with her.
Nancy Kerrigan to your ass.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's exactly how it happened. I hate her. Yeah.
I hate her.
Damn.
All right, that's
anyways, thank you.
Thank you, Sister Katie.
Nice to meet you, Katie.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Claire. This is also Claire. This is also Claire. This is also Claire. And another Claire.
Anyone who's just listening will not understand what you are talking about.
It's all good. This provides a good reason for people.
They don't need to know. So I'm a senior also. We're kind of all friends if you can't tell. Maybe live together. I don't know. But I also played volleyball at DePaul for 4 years. It's quite the experience. I'm now enjoying retirement as a NARP. That's been new.
Can you tell us what a NARP is?
A non-athletic regular person.
Okay.
So what Colby is?
So I'm basically Colby and Sauce. Sauce, I don't know your first name.
It's just Sauce. My mother named me
It's
Sauce.
just Sauce.
My mother named me Sauce. It's a terrible curse.
Family name.
All right, Emma, go ahead.
It's a family name.
Hello, I'm Emma. I'm a junior. I'm also on the volleyball team. I transferred here my sophomore year from Hofstra. Never go there. It's a terrible place. I tell the facts.
She's lagging.
Am I lagging? It's okay. Anyways, I'm not retired. I'm still going, but right now I'm on a little break, so that's pretty nice. Yeah.
Tell us where you're at right now, so we can feel so bad for you.
This is my office. Here's Tommy.
Why is he sitting there like a pauper? What is he doing?
You make him sit on the ground?
She said, sit there and be quiet. Sit there and be quiet while I do this podcast.
You're staring inside on the floor.
Your boyfriend
Tell Tommy to start barking like a dog.
You want to sit in the chair? He's good on the floor.
There's already 19 of us.
Wow.
In sports.
So I will say this quickly now that all the intros are out of the way. Katie, when you either followed the podcast page earlier or you liked one of our pictures, and I lost my shit because I thought it said Katie Nolan.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
Which is probably a common confusion with your name, but yeah, I had a double take.
I'm so sorry to get your hopes up, but that's not.
You should definitely apologize. So So, I mean, the coronavirus obviously is the whole reason that we're all at home and doing these things. How's it kind of affected you guys? What's been going on? What's up in each one of your lives, I suppose? Or is it just a bunch of nothing? That sounds like it's a bunch of nothing.
Well, due to the coronavirus, we got a puppy because everyone's home, so we were able to like all take shifts taking care of it. So that's kind of been a big plus over here. Except that I have the night shift, so I have him from like 9 to midnight every night. But we got a puppy, so thanks, coronavirus.
What's its
Thanks,
name?
coronavirus.
Its name is Tater, as in the redneck way to say potato.
I'll fuck with it.
Tater tot?
Tater. Yeah. Tater. So.
You're a hick and a half. Okay, who's next?
Thank you.
I'll go. Well, I have an internship, so I've just been working and doing that, and I'm sitting at home. I've gone outside twice.
Nice.
Yeah, so actually one of my friend's grandparents just passed away today from coronavirus, so it's really sad because she, obviously is such a nice person, and I feel really bad for her family. So it's just weird that it's like now hitting people around my area. And yeah, it's weird. I don't know. This whole thing is freaking me out.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Claire's got her hand up.
Coronavirus has taken all of my friends away from me. It's moved me in with my parents who live across the street from me, which is really fun.
Claire, do you still live in Chicago?
Yeah.
Wow, thanks for going on a walk with me.
Colby, I'll go walk with you any day.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, noon.
Social distancing, please.
Yeah, 6 feet.
Oh, yeah, we'll keep 50 feet apart because Claire doesn't really love me that much.
You actually put like boots on, and then you'll just have 3 feet, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah, no holding hands like you normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never touched Claire's hands in my entire career.
You gotta stop trying to kiss her all the time.
Yeah, Colby, you have to stop trying to make out with me.
You gotta, I get that she is a magnet for you.
Oh boy.
You guys, they just got yelled at last podcast, so don't make them seem like a predator, okay?
Be respectful, man.
Thank you.
Colby is respectfully a weirdo.
Respectful.
He
we're not going to do the roasting of me at the end. We're not going to do the roasting of me right off the first 8 minutes of the podcast.
I think it should be tastefully sprinkled across the whole hour.
Sprinkled.
At least say some facts. I've never bothered Claire in my life.
He hasn't. To clear Cubwood's name, he has not.
Cubwood is not a predator.
Is not a predator.
Oh my god.
As the person who came up with the Women Athletes Month for the podcast, I don't think I am.
No, you're a great advocate for women, Colby.
Thank you. Claire, coming from you, my heart is throbbing.
Aww.
Here we go again. Oh no.
Emma, how are you doing with the coronavirus?
So anyways, I moved back to San Diego with my parents.
That's
and my boyfriend though, so that's
God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, by the way, real quick, Tommy, I think just followed us.
Yep.
In the middle of this. Shouts out Tommy.
Go Tom.
And your mom. And Emma's mom.
She followed?
Yeah. Shout out to Lori.
Followers.
That's really
All
cool.
we need is Phil. All we need is Phil.
I bet Nate's gonna be next. Nate'll probably follow.
Your dad's
What a
name
loyal
Phil as
fan.
well.
Yeah, Phil's a legend.
So you had to move back to San Diego,
Oh,
unfortunately.
I think my mom's watching, and I think she's excited. We just mentioned her.
Hi, Lori.
Oh, I love her husband, and I love her.
That's so cute.
Thanks for letting me stay in your guest house. It was beautiful.
Yeah, what else have I been doing? I've been playing tennis.
Did she just speak English?
Okay, let me try that again. I've been playing tennis with my parents and Tommy, and I
Bless your mind.
it. What else? They've been cooking for me. It's pretty nice. I'm gonna come back at the end of the month, but for now, I'm having a good time.
How are the beaches closed in Cali?
Oh, she gone.
Oh no!
Is she really gone?
Yeah, she is. She is very frozen.
No, she's back. She's back.
Emma,
Me?
are the beaches frozen? Are the beaches closed in California?
What?
Are the beaches closed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but I still go. But I keep
Bad
my
guy.
distance. But there aren't people there, so I feel okay about it. You know, I haven't gotten a ticket yet, but now I think they're getting more serious. So I haven't been in a little while, but
Torti, did you have your hand up?
No.
I can't.
Oh,
hear
did
you
I?
now. I think I just muted everyone.
How would you mute?
Am I lagging?
I was trying to turn off my notification sound. And it didn't work.
This is going really well.
I know.
What has everyone been doing besides hanging out with their parents?
My
Has
parents
everybody
live in
watched The
Florida.
Tiger King? Has everybody watched Tiger King?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Carol
Oh, yeah.
Baskin is a kook.
Is a kook. She's a crook too. She's a crook. I'm interested. What are your guys' takes on Tiger King? The music, great, right?
The
Yeah,
music could be worse. It could be a lot worse.
I'd download it for sure.
I scoured the internet to find a link to his music, and I found it. And I
I
listened
sent it
to
to you. Don't
Cub.
say you found it. I sent it to you.
Cub Not Now. Thank you. I scoured the internet and I found it. I worked very hard, and I listened to I Saw Tiger every morning.
He didn't write any of that, and he didn't sing any of that. That's not him.
He didn't sing it?
No, I thought it was like auto-tuned to the max. That's not him. It's a completely different band. Or
Oh
as
my god.
if he was an artist.
Who is it?
I saw a TikTok. I don't remember. I didn't look at it.
Joe Exotic pulling a fast one once again.
That damn Carol Baskin.
Dang flabby.
Did you hear Joe got coronavirus in prison?
I did.
don't spoil it.
A tiger got coronavirus? A tiger got coronavirus.
I saw that.
I saw that also.
Wait, what?
No one is safe. A tiger at like the Cleveland Zoo or something got coronavirus.
I thought animals
Not
couldn't-
at Joe's Zoo. Don't worry. Joe's tigers are. That's what we all thought. We've all been bamboozled.
Wait, what happened to the Tigers when he went to jail?
That's what I'm
Carol
saying.
Baskin
Jeff Lowe.
took
Jeff
'em.
Lowe has the tigers.
Oh yeah, Jeff Lowe.
Jeff
Oh, yeah.
Lowe's got the tigers.
I read an
There's
article.
a section of the show. Oh. Everyone started talking at once.
No, go ahead.
There's a section of Tiger King where it like shows a map and it shows where he has sent his tigers.
Oh.
And I was watching it for the first time, and he sold a tiger like 25 miles away from my house. So that's a little bit alarming.
Oh,
Go see it.
find it.
Yeah, you should
Go
go
pet it.
get bored.
It's near Branson, Missouri. So
Oh, set
That's
that.
awesome.
You gotta let it free, let it roam.
I'll go take it hangover style.
That tiger's gonna be the mayor of Branson. You gotta
Lather
let-
yourself up in sardine oil and go find him.
My shoes.
Yeah, let it slobber on you.
Ew.
Claire, you had something to say?
I was just gonna say that one of the most alarming things of that whole documentary was that guy in Ohio. I think it was Zanesville, maybe, that went crazy and let all of his animals out.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
In the town, that is crazy.
Yeah. Huh?
Can you imagine like a cougar walking down the street?
No. And then they had to kill all of the animals, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Did he release like 12?
Monkeys and stuff too.
Yeah, and bears,
Yeah.
like huge bears. That's wild.
Insanity. I'm curious if so. Let's say Carol Baskin, Jeff Lowe, or no,
Third.
Carol Baskin. What's the other guy? Doc and Joe Exotic. All three of them are hanging off of a cliff. You can only save one. Who you taking?
Joe?
Joe.
I pushed
Joe?
Doc off.
Doc,
I'm pushing
the
Doc
worst
off.
one.
Yeah.
All right, Emma.
I'm taking Joe Exotic.
Makes them
I'm pushing
Joe
Doc
Tiger.
off.
Hold on, Emma. What did you say?
I said Doc enslaves women and makes them in show tigers. Women's, sorry.
Woman's. That was the craziest
That's
part
fucked
to
up.
me. One of the crazier parts to me was like the whole Doc Antel side story that they had, and that I mean he seemed very rapey to me. He
For
seemed very,
Guilty.
but
Very
but
salty.
but he seemed like the most. In some ways, he seemed like the most okay guy there.
Yeah. He was
You
the
seem
most
like-
sane one on the dock.
He definitely had a cult around tigers and enslaved women, but he seemed like the most normal person in the whole documentary.
He's like, how
Um,
would Joe be able to pay for someone to kill Baskin? He's an idiot. How would he know what to pay? They're like $100,000 to kill somebody. He paid him $3. He's like, Joe didn't do it. I'm like, all right, maybe Joe didn't do it, but you are still a rapey kind of guy there, Doc. And your son gives me the wrong vibes.
I'm trying to.
They brought up his son right after they said he never has time for his kids, and he's like, yeah, our dad, that's just how he is. And I was like, dude, you look like a creep. Dad was never around.
Yeah, and he gives his wives the worst names.
Oh.
Like her name's like Melissa, and he's like, you will be called Moksha. Like, where do you come up with that?
Moksha.
Your new name
He's a
is
cult
Shiba
leader.
Inu.
Yeah.
You know, it was definitely a crazy documentary. So I mean, that's one of the things that I've been doing. I kind of consumed a couple of days with Tiger King. It was interesting. I picked up yoga. Does anybody here do yoga?
Emma.
No.
So I picked up yoga as a new thing that I'm doing, and it's not easy.
No.
No, it's horrible.
That's why I don't do it.
Yeah.
So hard.
What do you say?
I did the free week trial at Core Power, and
That's where
I
Sauce
did.
needs to go to meet Hot Mom.
Yeah. The one on Webster and Sheffield. All LP moms, just so you know.
Ooh.
And it
I might
was
have to
so
go.
hard. And I accidentally signed up for the hot yoga class, which makes it like not even close to fun.
They're all hot at Core Power, pretty much.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense because all of them were hot.
Emma, how advanced are you with yoga?
So I used to have like the full month unlimited membership at Core Power, and I would go like 4 times a week. So I would say I was pretty advanced at one point, but now I don't go obviously because they're closed. So I'm not super great at motivating myself to do it on my own. But I'll get back to you on that. I'll probably do it this week. I think you inspired me to take yoga up again.
So
Sauce the Inspirer.
So I'll say this. In doing this, I've only been doing it for a couple of days, but downward dog is surprisingly very difficult for whatever reason. I don't know. That's what I got.
Easy, but it's not.
deceptively hard.
Claire, you do boxing, don't you?
Yeah, me, Maddie, and Katie box.
You trying to throw hands or what?
I actually bought
Okay,
sparring mitts for my dad to wear because boxing's closed. So he just stands in the living room like this, and I could just beat him up. Been a pretty good workout.
You ever sneak one between the mitts?
Boxing is
You know?
You're sneaking in between the mitts.
Claire and I
No,
refuse
boxing
to do
is
the burpees
difficult,
in
too.
boxing.
Oh no. Burpee should be sent to the sun.
Yeah, there's certain exercises I will never do again in my whole life, and burpees is one of
No.
I
them.
did a lot of burpees.
What are the other ones?
Broad jumps.
Shuffles.
No shuffle.
I will not do split squats. That's a
No.
personal one that I refuse to do is split squats and
Yes.
burpees.
Yeah.
Those two are a no.
Yeah.
Mountain climbers.
Oh, absolutely not.
You just can't. You can't.
Careful.
After being punished with them for so long, there's no joy in them. There's none.
No.
If I could take lunges, if I could annex lunges for the rest of time, I'd be cool with that too.
I
Yeah.
love lunges. They work Buddha.
Of course, he loves lunges.
Because you
We
know I
love
got a
a
nice Buddha.
cub wood.
I've seen Cubwood do lunges in the middle of a club at 3 a.m.
Oh no.
This brings up a perfect transition for me. I got a little. I thought about this for the last 3 days. Sauce. I've gone out with Sauce less times than I've gone out with you guys.
Fewer
and this man is
times.
fewer times. I'm not a smart individual, Sauce. Not a smart guy. Sauce is the better wingman than all four of you combined. Sauce is Mr. Assist Man. You guys have done nothing for me when we go out.
Colby, that's because when you go out with us, you're already with girls.
But they all have men in their lives.
But that's why
Yeah,
we're
but you look like
repellent.
a gay friend.
Girl, you're like, no. I'm like, that girl? You're like, no. You're like, that
Yeah,
girl, I don't like blonde.
okay.
Yeah.
And
You're too picky.
Yeah, and Colby, when I go with you, you just want to dance the whole time, which is what I'm down for. So pretty much we just dance. I've never thought about being a wingman before.
But,
Sauce.
okay, think of this. He's surrounded by 4 tall women, and he's like, you're probably like what, like a couple inches taller than all of us, and you're dancing with us. No cares in the world. What are girls going to think? Like, do you understand? They're not gonna be like, yes, that man is single. He's coming for me. He's ready.
There's also never been anyone I've called out.
Got it. Huh?
There's also been no one that's caught my eyes that when we go out anyway.
That's also
Yeah.
true.
exactly.
Or I'm just trying to protect you guys because there's creepy men out there.
Also true.
What a guy.
Torti knows I almost ripped one guy's.
Oh, Colby has protected me.
What?
That one guy that grabbed her butt, and she
Oh,
said,
Yeah, I had a
"I'm not gonna
booty
do
grab.
that."
That
She
is
said,
Yeah, I turned around and I was like, I had a lot of liquid courage, so I was about to throw some boxing hands at him. But then Colby was like, don't do that. And then Colby like kind of followed him in a scary way until he left. And it was pretty funny.
Sauce has some good stories to tell. Go ahead, Sauce.
Well, what I've learned when going out with Mr. Cupboard is you have to let him choose and then you help assist.
Okay.
So if he
What if
goes
he never
and he
chooses?
picks, well, then that's his fault.
I've chose. Sauce has been there.
Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he does. I don't. That's really the only insight that I have. I really don't want to go any further than that because otherwise I'll be just diving into stories about you blowing layups.
Oh, stop! I've never blown a layup in my entire career. I've never blown a layup in my entire career. I know I've had the ball in my hands the whole time. I just get to pick and choose what I do with it.
The stats show otherwise, sir.
The stats show that you still got the assist. I just chose not to.
Anyway, Emma.
Right here.
I would like to say, you can't say I never set you up. I did, in fact. Times.
Oh,
Inside
God.
joke.
Emma actually has.
Thank you. So don't come at me like that and say I've never been a wing woman.
I forgot. She has. Good old June. What a great month that was.
Oh my
don't
God.
like-
Oh, I didn't realize.
Cub, peep the live comments.
Yeah, Nikki said, do a headstand.
No.
I can do a headstand.
Go ahead.
Everyone do a headstand right now.
Can't do it. Claire, pop it out. Do it.
My lamp's gonna fall.
Now this looks like
Can
Omegle.
we take a moment to appreciate
I can do it.
Are you sure?
Can she?
Is she on her bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said it looks like
I
3
can't.
times.
I haven't been working out in NARP life.
Yeah, you're going for a walk with me tomorrow.
Do a headstand on the clean streets of Chicago.
Ugh.
Claire, do a
Clean.
headstand on all your heads.
Yeah.
Flip them all over.
Stop. We get
Cover.
serious, we stay goofy.
Should I just talk the rest of the time like this?
I wish we each had one and we could.
I know.
My bob. They're shy. Come back.
Colby, what?
Are you okay?
Sauce knows. Ladies, can we get serious for a moment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
It is Women Athletes Month, and we have to ask every woman athlete that we interview. I'll start off with Emma, and then we'll go the other way. Emma,
Go here
you
to
have
here.
been discriminated. What?
Nothing.
Emma, have you ever been discriminated against while being an athlete?
Wow, being an athlete.
I think as a volleyball player, you kind of hear this casually a lot because we do wear spandex, obviously, in like beach volleyball. We wear swimsuits, so I think like a lot of the time it's not really discrimination, but just like sexualization and objectification of female athletes, of like people just saying, "Oh yeah, like let's go watch and like watch the girls in spandex," and like at the time you don't really think much of it, like they're just kind of joking, but then honestly, like sometimes you think like, do they actually want to come watch us play volleyball? Do you think we're good at their sports, or like is it more of just like let's go watch girls in spandex, you know?
Mm-hmm. I know, because I'm a guy and I know how guys talk.
Yeah, we do watch volleyball for the spandex.
You guys get sweatpants, I'd still come.
Oh,
Oh,
martyr.
Look at Sauce!
blink, blink.
Katie?
I definitely think that there are double standards within like men's and women's sports. I remember the girls that had won the national championship this year. One of them had like hit the ball extremely hard, and then they got on ESPN or something like SportsCenter Top 10. And then I was reading the comments, and they're like, once again, like, get back in the kitchen. Like, oh, love the spandex. Like, I like try it on a men's net, try it against men, like see if you can do it. And they're like 5'2" and 300 pounds. I'm like, why are you sitting behind your keyboard like talking about great athletes like that when like why would you do that? They always feel like they have to put women athletes down for some reason.
Yeah,
go ahead, Sauce.
I think to that point, I think a lot of times people get caught up in comparing men to women when there should not be the comparison there. It should just be like, let's appreciate women athletes for what they do, and we'll appreciate male athletes for what they do separately, because that's why compare the two. There needs not to be any sort of comparison there. So that's always frustrating to us too, which is part of the reason why we do this, because we want to help put an end to those kind of things. And obviously it's not going to be just us that do it. There's a bunch of people out there that need to get on board too, but this is part of it. And we appreciate both of you so far for sharing those thoughts.
Claire?
I wouldn't say this is like personal to like any of us, but I'd say like professional sports for women, especially in the US, compared to men, are so few. Especially in volleyball, if you want to play professionally, you have to go overseas, and that's kind of your only option, which kind of limits a lot of people on their ability to actually go play pro, because you have to move out of the country. You don't really necessarily make a lot of money, and then you come back and you're basically behind everyone if you want to try to join the workforce. We don't have those opportunities here. Or even when we do, like you see like women's soccer, like the US national team, like the fact that they're still fighting for equal pay is just like absurd. Like we were just talking about why even compare them, but like how are like men different from women when their records are different? Like what are we basing that on? So I think that's really interesting, especially here in the US, where women do have so many rights, not so much in sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Claire, and to that point as well. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut anybody off.
No,
but
I
to that,
thought I was supposed to.
I was just gonna make a quick concession to Claire's point. I think that it's interesting too, especially with men and women's soccer. The women's national soccer team has been doing a lot to fight for equal pay, and even though they're clearly the best soccer team in the country, people lash out at them and say, "Well, why do they need it? Why do they have to act this way for it?" It's interesting that there's so much pushback against it in that scenario.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Maddie, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I'm so bad at this. I was just gonna say that like I feel like I've been really lucky in the sense that like I've never been personally like, or anything that I can like recall, like been attacked or said anything. Like no one's ever said anything personally mean to me about it, and I feel like I've always had like the guys in my life have always been very supportive. Like my family members, any of my guy friends have always been pretty supportive, like to my face. Yeah, Colby. But that being said, like I have no idea like what locker room talk has been going on about like women's sports or about me as an athlete. But in general, like I just feel like I've been lucky to always have support. But what's frustrating for me to see is in particular the WNBA. I know nothing about basketball. I like am horrible at basketball. I don't watch the NBA. Personally, I just don't really, I've never really liked basketball that much. But like on Twitter, when I had a Twitter and on Instagram, like the WNBA just gets roasted. And like of any women's sports league, I've just noticed that WNBA like always gets slammed and like compared to the NBA, which is just super annoying because I would say of all the female sports leagues in America, that's like the most successful one, meaning like they have a team in a lot of states. They like, that's something that like young female basketball players can really strive to play professionally, unlike volleyball where you have to play overseas. But to me, like that is the area that really has to get cleaned up as for like women's reputation in sports, because as much as the women's national soccer team, I do see them still get slammed and stuff, they actually do have like a pretty big like following, I would say, or a lot of people are supporting them and kind of shutting down all the like crap that they get. But I don't know, to me the WNBA always is just like totally undermined in what they're able to do. So
I also think the WNBA being helped out by the NBA has helped them tremendously. And it's still sad that they make more money overseas than they do in the WNBA. Like Russia, I'm pretty sure Brenna Stewart makes like, she makes like the amount she for the WNBA. I'm pretty sure she makes like $100,000 or more. I think it's more.
Yeah, I think that when she was talking about when she left the WNBA, after didn't she win the championship or something? And then she was like, I'm going to go play overseas and make $600,000. Like this is not what I signed up for. Like they take charter planes. They take commercial planes. So does our women's volleyball team, like our national team. They take commercial And it's just like the treatment, especially with like the revenue with our women's national team with soccer and women's is breaking in $2 million more than the men. And that's the most frustrating thing, is that the men are still comparing themselves to the women and saying, well, it's about skill. Well, maybe win.
Well, what's frustrating to me about all that is like, I totally understand if it's a revenue issue. Like, I get that. If they're not generating as much, I get it. But like, then the effort should not be to pay them like equal at the beginning. The effort should be to promote them more and like make them something where then the revenue will be equal and then they can be paid equally. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I get it if the revenue's not there now, but then like put your efforts toward promoting it and normalizing it, because even like me, I don't care about basketball, but if I'm going to watch basketball, I'm probably going to watch the NBA just because that's on more. That's what I'm hearing about. Those are the teams that I know. So it's like, why don't I even turn on the WNBA? It's just because it's like, it's nothing to like people who don't know about basketball. Yeah.
Never
it's
on.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
It's hard because like the National Pro Fast Pitch League isn't helped out by like anybody but themselves. And I feel like if the MLB at least helped like the WNBA and the NBA do, this pro softball would be so much better than what it is now. And like, it's like a year-to-year basis league. Like, you don't know if they're going to survive the next year. And it's sad.
Yeah. Because it would be nice to see younger girls being able to say, I want to be a professional athlete when I'm older, or I want to go play college sports, and then maybe, you know, become a pro, but they can't. There's nothing for women after college sports. And so people, you know, just dogging on women, you know, even in college about, oh, like, why are you even playing a sport? Like, what's the point? Like, it's a hard thing to talk about because, you know, there's little girls like Gigi Bryant who wanted to go play in the WNBA, and now people are paying attention. So it's just, it's sad that little girls can't, you know, like there can't be a professional softball league that little girls can go to and have consistently and be like, I want to be like them when I'm older. So, you know, hopefully that can change, you know, after this whole, I don't know, I feel like there's kind of been a movement within, you know, female sports and everything like that.
CS movement? Sauce?
Yeah, shout out to the CS movement.
They sponsored us.
They do. They actually sponsored this question, I believe, is the purpose of it. So we last year during Women Athletes Month, we interviewed Courtney Place, who is the founder of the CS movement. The CS movement essentially is an organization that helps young girls picture themselves as professional athletes. It empowers them to be athletes and be women, and all the good things that the CS movement does. Cub, I'm sure I'm forgetting something crucial that Courtney does.
They spread awareness of the sexualization. They basically everything Emma said and everyone else said, like the sexualization. I'm glad Emma brought it because that's what the CS movement is talking about: the sexualization against women, the discrimination against all women athletes, and just like being aware that actually exists. Just like the comments like that Katie brought up. A lot of people don't know that the comments look like that for like anything ESPN puts out about women. And it's sickening that no one knows, but then when you see it, it's even more sickening because it's the same crap over and over again. Get in the kitchen. Sabrina Ionescu, 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 1,000 assists, 2,000 dishes clean, blah, blah, blah. Get back in the kitchen. It's pathetic. Nothing's original anymore. Like, we get it, bro. You hate women. Like, don't you have a mom? What if your mom played sports, guy? You going to say this to her? That's my thing. You have a mom. We all have moms. Big if true. We all got moms. Your mom get back in the goddamn kitchen? No. Because she'll beat your ass.
Factual.
What's crazy about all that, too, is like I've never heard of someone being slammed by a good male athlete. Like, it's always the guys who are, like, in their basement on their Mac, like, that are just pissed off at the world that they're not a good athlete. Those are the people that are just like trolls on the internet. Like, there's no good male athlete, even if maybe they had those opinions about women, they're not voicing them. And even the people who are voicing good things about women are good male athletes. So it's like you're really making yourself look bad by slamming us because you are the ones who are not athletic yourself.
And the thing me and Sauce have talked about is if you're slandering women's sports, you don't like sports. Game respect game. Like the NBA players respect the hell out of the WNBA players and the players in college, the basketball players in college. Like the NBA players love Sabrina Ionescu. They love everybody who's dedicated to the game of whatever their profession is. Like it's just pathetic. You just don't respect the game.
Yeah.
It's true, and I mean, I know I've come across a couple of douchey college baseball players who are like, "Oh, I could hit off a softball pitcher," or you know, you can't. It's hard. You know what I mean? It's I think it's more difficult, but I want to thank you guys for sharing those stories and for contributing to this conversation because it's important to us, and I think it's important for you guys to get your voices out there too.
Thanks for letting us.
You're welcome. So the whole point of this month is to give women a bigger platform than what they deserve. Because you guys know you don't get the platform you deserve. We're talking about it right now.
Yeah, and I honestly think it's thankless. Like I appreciate you guys saying thank you, but yeah, I think it's thankless. I think, to some extent, women athletes, even at the college level, can kind of feel like, oh, like the men's basketball team seems more important than the women's basketball team, or you know what I mean? Like, and that kind of stuff too has always made me upset. At the junior college that I went to, the baseball team always seemed more important than the softball team, or whatever it might be. That kind of stuff has always kind of irked me.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing about DePaul is, Sauce, women's sports runs DePaul. It does. They do. The men's basketball team sucks. The softball team wins the Big East every year. The basketball team wins the Big East every year. Volleyball team's on the rise. What am I missing?
On the rise.
Tennis, women's tennis.
Women's tennis always is really good too.
Track and field.
Women's track finished second last year, I think.
Look at that. Go off, Queens.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to personally thank Kelly Campbell for showing me what an actual Division I athlete is supposed to do. Because
she's a dedicated woman.
I have never seen anyone, I don't think anyone on the men, like any team that I've ever been on or even seen, like at DePaul, like no one is in the gym as much as she is. And you can see it in her game. She's amazing. And everyone has a girl crush on Kel. So, I just wish that people would like love our women's team, like especially our basketball team. I mean, they're fantastic at everything they do, as much as like the women's sports love each other. I feel like there's a huge camaraderie between all of us. Yeah,
there is. It's really cool.
I would agree.
And then I tell everyone that all the women athletes are cool as shit, and then the guys are like, yeah, hit or miss. They're hit or miss.
Well, all of the DePaul women's athletes, I would say, are like much more confident than the average girl you kind of notice, like walking down the street, meaning that like we kind of all realize we're at a disadvantage in just being a women athlete. Like, I think it's kind of like not crazy apparent, but like you can just tell that everyone in the athletic department kind of realizes that they have a chip on their shoulder, that they need to prove themselves more than the boys need to. And I don't know, I really liked being in the athletic department because you can just like, you can see everyone busting their ass, and especially the girls just like busting their ass all the time.
Does the backpack give you guys confidence?
I hate the backpack.
I disassociated myself from the backpack.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it freshman year because I was like, I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
Like, notice me. And then this year I was like, no one talk to me. I'm wearing like no DePaul gear. Like I just need to be like a normal person for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm unfamiliar with the backpack. What is the backpack?
It's like the athletic, it's like
blue Nike
given backpack. It's blue. It's Nike.
Okay.
It says DePaul Athletics.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get roasted if you bring it to class.
Yeah.
I don't bring it to class.
Yeah, I don't either. I never did. I kept all my shoes in there,
there's
so
just
like it smelled bad.
shit.
Pretty rude.
I think did smell bad.
It smelled really bad.
Never washed it. I think I still had candy in it from our road trips. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
The candy I wasn't supposed to be eating.
Yeah. The Texas Roadhouse rolls that we snuck into the backpack.
We were fed.
You guys are sickening.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
any of you guys have anything else to say about the discrimination against women or any other topic involving that?
Yeah, are we
Don't put
forgetting
me on the
something? I
spot
guess
with
is the
Yeah.
correct thing.
Yeah.
Well,
we forget-
I was going to comment on the backpack thing because this is something I realized this year is
I
like
feel it.
the backpack or even like the gear and stuff, like especially when you mix it with school, like there's a reason that we call regular students NARPs is because like if you're an athlete, like it's not that you're like superior, but like you have that kind of like title. And sometimes it's actually a bad thing. Like people peg you like, oh, they're just like a dumb athlete. They're getting free stuff. You know, they don't even have to do anything. And I know myself, like this year I stopped wearing my backpack and I started wearing like normal clothes to class, even when I was in season, because like I kind of wanted that taken out of like when people first saw me at class, like, oh, like I didn't want to be pegged as she's just an athlete. Like, you know, we had to kind of fight with that a little bit as we get pegged as an athlete or a woman, but we're also people and like we have majors and interests and like other things outside of just our sport, which I think gets lost super easy as soon as you put that backpack on or you're wearing that jacket and people just start like stereotyping you right away. You don't even stand a chance to like really be who you are.
Yeah, no, Claire, I think that's a great point that you make too, because we talk a lot about the discrimination, objectification, and sexualization of females who are athletes or women who are athletes. But at the same time, too, there are certain stereotypes that are innately attached to being a collegiate athlete or a high school athlete or whatever it may be, right? Like they're going to be given things, they're going to be given the higher grade or whatever because they are an athlete. And there are those stereotypes too that are still there that I guess I never thought about until you mentioned it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that goes along with that is like I've had teachers not assume, but they're like, oh, thank God, like you actually did your homework, because I had a couple like male student athletes who didn't, and I was like, why am I being held to like it was really concerning almost that we were being held to like that same stereotype that bad student athletes were having. I was like, I'm sorry that they did that, but it was like 6 years ago, like my bad. And also like freshman year, I just remember like having that stereotype on you and then having like the mental side of it, and it's like no one knows what's going on behind closed doors. Like once you step into the gym, like no one knows what was happening. And it was like really concerning because we were just like 18 years old and, getting screamed at every day is not like the most fun. Right. I'm kind of losing my point, but it's like, you also have to think about the mental health of like student athletes. And it's tough to like maintain a high GPA, have a social life and be a female student athlete. Like you have all these pressures upon you. So it's like, I think people need to be more understanding of that.
I also have had many professors treat me different once they realized that I wasn't on a scholarship, because volleyball is all or nothing scholarship, so I got no money from athletics. And I think like a lot of DePaul professors are really like good to student athletes specifically, and I've had a lot of them that are like very supportive of when I've had to miss class and stuff. But like I had this one teacher where I ended up dropping the class because she was just like treating me like shit. But she started to be nicer to me once she realized I wasn't on a full ride. I was like, what is like, she must have thought I was just like being spoon fed all this stuff and that I didn't have to pay for anything. And like, she just like had all these like horrible thoughts about it. And then once she realized, because I was late to get the textbook, to buy the textbook for the class, because athletes get the ones on full ride get textbooks. So I was like, sorry, I don't have my textbook yet. then we like got into the conversation about it, and then she was like immediately her mood about me shifted once I like said I wasn't on a scholarship. So like I don't know what she would have had against like athletes getting scholarships, but like it was a really weird like scenario.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
I know
odd.
exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Strange.
Still dropped the class because she was still mean to me, but she's a little bit nicer to me after that.
Thank you for the disclaimer.
Random disclaimer.
Well, good.
Listen
I think Emma, did you want to add anything? I know we're all very talkative, and I want to make sure that everybody has their opportunity to get whatever they want to say said.
Not really. I mean, I'm kind of on the same page of what Maddie and Katie were saying about like just being treated differently by teachers too. It's not always a positive thing. Like I wasn't treated differently because of scholarship or no scholarship, but I've definitely had professors trying to make it difficult. And like when I'm in season and traveling, like I've had professors like not let me retake a quiz or like just not be super accommodating to our lifestyle. And I think it's kind of tough to understand that they haven't been through that. And obviously a lot of professors are understanding, but there's still some out there who make your life harder.
Right.
But like shout out to the professors that are really good about it, because when you have a professor that's like super nice to student athletes, you're just like stress is immediately alleviated. Like especially with Katie, actually all of us except Claire are PR majors, and like a lot of PR classes are presentation based and like group work, so like you feel bad missing class a lot of times because you're like I'm letting other people down too. But like I've had one professor in particular who's just so supportive of especially women's sports. It's just like you notice it when especially a guy teacher is like totally supportive of you. It's like such a good feeling.
For sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, I know I've said it a couple times, but I want to thank you guys for sharing your thoughts and opinions on all of this stuff because it's very important to us. If you're okay with it, I think it's about that time for us to break into our favorite part of the show, which we just affectionately dub Tinder bios. So here's how it's going to shake out today, because normally Cub and I do 2 apiece, but there's 6 of us. So I think 6 will suffice for an entire episode. Everybody bring their best stuff to the table.
Oh, God.
Search through your phones, flip through your Tinders one last time if you have to. Everybody bring your best stuff to the table. Cub will go first, and we're going to get this going with Tinder bios. Cub, go ahead.
All right, so we'll run down the rules for them to understand. So you read it off as if it's Shark Tank, and you're going to basically say how far you're going to go with the person, or as Sauce will do, I bet you $1,000 he does it, I'm out. Where you don't do anything with it. You're just done. So are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. This is Mary. She's 23. I have an amazing body, and I love getting a reaction from anybody in my vicinity. Sometimes I drive with my shirt open and see if any truck drivers see and acknowledge that I get risky. So if you're up for whatever can happen in the front seat of a car, let's hook up. Well, provided you can keep the car on the road during the mind-altering blowjob. Interested? Mary, you drive a hard bargain. Mary, you drive a hard bargain. And when I'm saying hard, I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Mary? Mary, I think we should go get coffee sometime.
Yes.
I'll drive.
Jesus.
I love it.
That took a wild turn.
That really did. That's
It
not
turned for the worst.
Sauce, go ahead.
Oh, my next? All right. I have Mustafa or Mufasa, whoever this guy is. I don't know if you guys see it or not. All right. Yeah.
How'd you get my
Mustafa,
Tinder?
don't worry about it. Mustafa is 33. He's a stripper at the Atlantic Club, and he lives in Libertyville.
Okay.
Mustafa is crystal meth friendly. He says if you're dealing with a mental illness, swipe right. If you don't have your shit together, swipe right. Not having a full-time job is a plus. Everybody loves the dependopotamus. Super like if you're ready to wreck his life. Mustafa, I will. You know what, dude? I'll try a little crystal meth with you. Fuck it. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Oh my. Okay, Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
My name is Joe Exotic. I'm broke as shit. I've had a lot of kinky sex. And I got a fucking judgment on me from some bitch down in Florida.
Perfect.
Emma, you go. I'm excited.
Okay, so we have Patrick. He's 23 and 18 miles away.
Ooh.
He's close.
He is close. Say jump, I say how high. And when you say 3 feet, I'll reply with that's too high. I only have a 34-inch vertical, so really what I'm getting at is I hope you're willing to settle for 2 inches less than what you expected. Patrick.
Wow. That was creative. That was creative.
That was creative. It's pretty poetic. I don't think I'm ready to settle for 2 inches less than what I expected, though. So I'm gonna say I'm out.
It could be 2 inches.
Emma.
Okay.
So Emma, are you out?
I'm out. I mean,
Oh man.
choice.
Katie, go ahead.
Oh Jesus. Okay. So this is Evan. He's 19, so he's a little younger.
Ooh.
Oh.
He's self-employed, which is a job. He's 6'1", so he's an inch taller than me. I'm not a fan of that. And he says he can find the clitoris. Aggressive.
Hearing Katie read this is so funny.
I never say this. He says, I like my women like my coffee fat-free and quiet. If you're addicted to the jewel, swipe left. I don't know how I feel about Evan.
Oh.
I'm out. I don't like him. I don't think he actually knows what he's doing.
Stranger danger.
Yeah.
Stranger danger. So
He really doesn't know where it's at.
Are you out?
What?
Are you out?
Oh, I'm out. 100%.
she's out.
Gross.
Bum bum
She's
bum 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 bum
I
bum
know
bum bum.
We should get that sound effect.
Yeah, I really like that you guys sing it.
Alrighty, I have Curtis, who has a brown poodle as his profile picture.
Just the dog?
Yeah, Curtis is 26. He goes to Wabanzi Community College.
Still?
Still.
Okay.
Still.
It takes people longer than the others. It's okay.
All right.
Still.
I don't know if I heard it right.
I am looking for a serious relationship and a sugar mom and a sugar baby to spoil.
Wait, Claire, did he say sugar mom?
Yes.
Just mom.
Okay.
And a
Not
sugar
sugar
baby.
mama?
Both.
Sugar mom.
I can cook, play with your hair, paint your nails, and give you great massages. I like cuddling, gambling, cars, Netflix, parties, dogs, massages, baking, and many more.
Too much.
I have a foot fetish. Swipe left if that bothers you. I'm willing to do whatever it takes for the right special lady. Tattoos and hair color don't matter to me. It's what's on the inside that matters. I can't see likes, so super like me if you're interested.
Nobody can see like
Lord.
Curtis, my guy.
Is he your guy?
He is not.
Is that what he is?
I'm out, but if
I forgot
Curtis gets a super like, they're soulmates.
I agree.
I mean, look, think of all the hobbies that have to mesh up. Think of all the personality traits that have to mesh up. He listed
The foot
way too
fetish,
much.
that's a big one.
Yeah. really is.
And you have to be a sugar mom and a sugar baby. So I'm not sure how that works. Like, you have to have money, but he also has to have money. But I don't know if he has money.
No, you
And
have to
he needs
carry
a
the
sugar
one.
mom.
You carry the one, then it works out.
Yeah.
You forgot to
He
carry.
doesn't want to buy the
Sure.
feet
Yeah,
pics.
my mistake.
He wants
No.
free feet pics.
Yeah, Curtis, I'm out.
Ah.
Bum, 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 bum. This is great. This is good stuff.
Take it away, Maddie.
Okay, so I have David. Here he is. Am we allowed to show him? I won't show him. He's an air traffic control man. Also a personal trainer. That's scary. That is scary. Anyways, here's his bio. Here's what makes him scary. I drive fast and I eat ass. Ricky
All
Bobby. I'm pretty sure Ricky Bobby didn't say that also.
No.
He is a personal trainer and an air traffic controller. He is looking for a rave babe. Sex out of this world so that we can get married and have all the kids. But we'll tell them that we met at a potluck or something. I need a Pam Beasley with more issues so that we can have some crazy fun. Also, dunking over Starbucks any day.
He's a real
Did you
garbage.
write that bottom part?
What'd you say?
What?
I said, did you write that bottom part for him?
Oh, no, dunking over Starbucks any day, coffee emoji, exclamation point. I don't like that he says these things and is also a personal trainer. That's a very intimate place to be with someone who says that they drive fast and eat ass. So I'm gonna have to say no to David. I'm out.
Bum, 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 bum. I love it. All right, so here's what I was thinking when you said air traffic controller and personal trainer. Can you imagine? Like, I bet you he's like fucking over the way. You could go that way if you just.
I didn't even think of that. That actually makes so much sense.
It's either that or it's very aggressive. He's staring. He's like, that way, go that way.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh.
And now covered.
Relax. You guys must be roasting me. Relax.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, that's how we can end the show. I'm interested. So all four of you are relatively close friends with Cupboard. Let's have an open roast session. Just have at it. Go ahead. Anything that you want to pick on him for, it's wide open. Go ahead. I'm ready for this. I've been waiting for this.
You can't put us on the spot like that.
I feel bad.
I would have come with like a
do
list.
not feel bad, Katie. Fuck that. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Colby, do you
Wait,
have
what are the ones from The Office?
What's the most annoying thing that Cub does?
Sometimes I'll walk out of my bedroom and he's just there.
That is that is true. Yeah, my bedroom is directly by the kitchen, and sometimes he'll be sitting in the kitchen and I had no idea, so I'm like pantsless or I'm in a towel.
Yeah. Emma always, for some reason, is our point of contact with Colby, and like he'll just be in our house and I won't know, and then I'll just like walk out and Colby will be on our couch like eating Doritos. I'm like, hey.
goofy way of inviting himself over? He's just kind of like, well,
Yeah.
like, you want to come over?
That's not really a roast, though. I mean, we always have a grand time.
We
It's
have a
just
grand
that
time.
We do.
We have a grand time. He just will show up when I least expect him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always down to get down.
Yeah, Colby and I like to play music equally as loud. And we like similar songs. Like when we go to Celeste, we're grooving to the 70s music. So like at our house, Colby and I will usually be jamming. And then like we're both equally the ones that are annoying. So
We both like early 2000s music.
yeah.
What?
We both like girlies 2000 music.
Mm-hmm.
So brand.
The girlier the better.
I was going to ask, when you guys have been out with him, has Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield ever come on?
Of course.
That I don't know if it's happened while we're out, but
He plays
we
it at our
definitely played it in our house. Yeah. That and there's a remix, a remix to Unwritten that he plays that is fire. I can't think of what it's called, but
It's the remix to Unwritten.
It is the remix.
it's the remix to Unwritten.
Hot and fresh
Got it.
out the book.
Nope.
It's about a book.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like it.
Emma looks so mad.
Emma's the one that really wanted to roast me. So Emma, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to get too personal. I don't want to.
Let it fly. This is called content, Emma. Let it fly. Shoot from the hip. Fuck it.
Do it, Emma. Do it.
We'll see.
Come on.
Wait,
I
Colby,
can't
did you
think
ever
of anything
get your
off the
shirt
top of
back
my
from
head.
that girl?
Me neither.
Huh?
Did you ever get your shirt back from her? Didn't she have clothes that you made the sandwich for in the morning?
This you mean
I know.
possible girl who likes girls?
What?
The girl who possibly likes girls now?
Yes.
Yeah, I got my clothes back 3 days later.
You lost me there.
Okay, just making sure you got it all back because I know
Mhm.
that hurt.
Katie just
I got
roasted you in the most caring, motherly way.
I was honestly I couldn't remember if we had discussed if he had gotten his stuff back, and I was really concerned because I knew how much it hurt him.
I walk past her face
No
sometimes
idea.
and I forget that she's there.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. Really don't care.
I think. Sure.
I gotta say, Katie's way of roasting is unintentional, but it's the funniest thing ever. So, Sauce, I slept over their house one night because I was drunk, and I was too drunk to go home. And they're all eating in the kitchen, but as soon as I laid my head on the couch, I was out. So I was out. And Katie was the first one to wake up in the morning. She comes out, she goes, "Morning, Kobe, morning." And then she takes a shower. And she comes out in her towel, she's holding it. She goes, "Yeah, you snore really loud when you sleep. You know that?" And she, great face out of nose.
I also
Yeah.
put a blanket on you, and I put the fan on you because I didn't know if you were gonna get hot or cold during your sleep. So at least I'm nice like that.
Oh
No,
my
when you said you're
God.
like, I put a towel on you last night and turned the fan on, I was like, that is the nicest thing ever. But I'm embarrassed that I snore.
You are. I could hear you from the kitchen.
I was drunk.
Colby,
Ryan,
I have a
you-
roast for Colby.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Colby, you only wear white sweatshirts with baseball hats and jean jackets. Boom, roasted.
As he goes to
Oh,
his
there he goes.
And ripped jeans.
And Richie.
Also, Colby, you're the kind of person that I would find at an Avril Lavigne concert by himself. Boom, roasted. Oh, look at him. Oh, where's the white sweatshirt?
What did you
I
say?
said you would go to an Avril Lavigne concert by yourself.
Huh?
Am I lagging?
Yes,
here?
I would.
No, he's just messing with you.
Yes, I would.
Or who's the girl? Who's the girl? I'll find her.
It's
We
Avril
found that
Lavigne.
she
I
had a
would go.
concert coming to Chicago.
Is it?
No, it was
It was.
I
Wait,
can't
was
remember.
it the Why Can't I?
Yeah, why can't I? Wait.
What is that? What is her name?
Liz Fair. Is that her
Liz
name?
Fair.
Yeah,
Liz Fair.
Nice, Emma.
it's fair.
Love that about you.
Shouts out to Emma.
That was a banger.
Colby, did your TikTok go viral?
It got 30K views,
No
Shut up,
way.
seriously?
but it wasn't the Joe Exotic one though.
Oh,
Oh.
Which one was it?
Which one was it?
It was the one where this chick's bouncing her butt and it says this. It says,
Oh, yeah, then you have her personality.
And then I say, okay, but how's her personality? And then she got roasted in the comments.
You got roasted?
And then the chick shaking her butt got roasted. They're like, she has no respect for her body. I'm like, she can do whatever she wants with her body. I was just being a sarcastic jerk. One girl goes, you're still.
Need.
What?
You are just the best feminist. I'm not kidding. He is like the perfect boy feminist. I
do
love
what I
it.
can.
I know.
He does what he can.
But the Joe Exotic stuff almost hit 3,000 views.
Oh,
I was laughing my ass off at that.
those were hilarious.
I also like your
Sauce.
Insta post.
Oh, did you like my Insta post?
I did.
Oh yeah.
I should have commented.
So, did you like
Your
that?
Joe Exotic Insta post?
No, the snacks.
The snacks one.
That was funny.
The Barstool one.
What was that?
Yeah, the Barstool one was funny.
I was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Colby, on your snacks post, the best comment, let me find it,
Nice.
was
Nah.
no, I just saw that though.
You look better than the second
no,
picture or the first picture.
I'm picturing you set this up and it's driving the comedy in my life for the night. Like I'm
Those are
picturing
getting
you
Friday.
setting it up and it's so funny.
She was our guest for Friday show.
Oh my god, well, she's a comedic genius.
Oh, she's hilarious.
So funny. Oh yeah.
Unfollow.
Well, this
Softball
went from
player.
being a roast session to a compliment Cub session, and I'm kind of upset about it.
I'll send you a list.
I'm
I'll
not
email you a
mad.
list.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I can't come up with roasts on the spot. I have to think about them.
Torti, I feel like you're pretty good at just like letting it fly.
Yeah, but I don't want to like get sued or
That is true. I'm thinking about my career after this. After
Yeah.
my podcast career doesn't get launched, and I'm
Amateur.
like, ugh.
Yep.
Bosses aren't gonna love this.
I'll roast him in private. We'll have a 6-way FaceTime session where we just roast the shit out of Colby.
You could throw it in the private chat here in the live stream, and I'll just read them off.
Okay, let me think.
How do you know Nolan? Nolan.
What?
He's in like your Instagram post, your second to last Instagram post.
Me?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you, Colby. Yes,
Oh.
Who?
Nolan.
Oh, that's Gino's friend.
Oh, my brother played basketball with him when we were a kid.
I was like, who are you talking about?
Oh man.
What?
Someone said, "Remember that time I walked in on Colby performing Catalingus?"
And then
Cunnilingus.
sit down
What is
on
that
the
word?
bed. And talk to them.
Should I know what that word is?
Read the chat. I'm not so shy, and I just want to talk.
Emma.
There's a word for that?
Yes, there's a word for that.
That's maybe the best Colby story.
That was. I had no idea who Colby was, but
Mm-mm.
immediately liked him.
I can't believe you're putting that on the internet.
Oh my goodness gracious. Lordy.
Anyways, think of another one to clear the air.
Sorry, I wasn't gonna do it, but sauce read it out loud.
I have no other comments about Colby. He is perfect.
All right, that's fair. Cub wanted me to ask you guys to roast him on the air, and you guys did the best you could, and I appreciate it. Cub, is there anything else?
I just want to thank you guys for coming on for this experiment, because it really was. We didn't know how it was going to end up. But for the important parts of the show, I think that was the best part of the show, other than what Emma ended with. Anywho, I just want to say thanks. You guys are the best. I love you guys.
Oh, I love you.
Aw.
It meant a lot.
That was cute.
That was really cute.
I'll see you on our walk tomorrow.
Oh, girl, I get out of class at 1. Mm.
I'll be there.
You?
Nice to meet you.
No, I've been
Scott.
wearing my flannel.
It's nice to meet you guys too. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Nice to
Ross,
meet
will
you.
you tell us what your real name is?
It's
Yeah.
Ryan. I'm Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah,
Hi,
Ryan.
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 Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Can I
All right.
leave? Can I
I
go? Okay.
ended
I don't know how.